Hi friends, it's Gwen. I absolutely love contemporary. It is my jam, and I am here to review another YA contemporary book for you, and that book is The Start of Me and You by Emery, and I just love this book, you guys. This was sent to me as part of my uppercase subscription box service last month, and I picked it up and I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. 5 stars. It also included post-it notes scattered throughout the pages with little code words that you could go to the uppercase subscription site and plug in the code. And there were like extra videos, GIFs, things like that. It was so cute, you guys, so cute. There was a video from Lisa who puts together the subscription box. There was a video from Emery herself talking about some of the plot lines and why she wrote things the way that she did, and just everything was so cute, so cute. I can't get over it. It was just sweet, it was endearing, and I loved it. I really didn't hear anything about this book before I received it, but contemporary is my thing, and I was 100% satisfied with it. It sounded really good going in, I wasn't disappointed, and it ended up being 5 stars. So let me tell you a little bit about it. So, synopsis. It follows a girl, Paige, who lives in a town where it's not like a huge town, but it's not like a small town where everybody knows everybody, but it's a small enough town that you kind of get little labels thrown on you and then you're always that person. Well, it wasn't long ago that Paige's boyfriend died, and that's really sad, but she became the girl whose boyfriend drowned, or boyfriend died, and that's sad and it's tragic, but she wanted to start new and not be bound by her past, and kudos to her for that. She ran into an old crush of her, Ryan, in a bookstore, and they kind of got to talking a little bit, and they were saying what the school year was coming up, and they were saying, you know, let's make it a great year. And Paige got really inspired by that and said, you know what, it is going to be a great year. She's a planner, so she writes everything down. So she came up with this list of like 4 things that needed to happen to make it a great school year. One of them included dating, one of them included getting involved in extracurricular activities again at school. So it's just kind of about her returning to school, tackling this list, trying to have a great year. The characters in this book were amazing, and more than the actual characters themselves, it was the friendship. The friendship was out of this world. I loved the friendship in this book. It is YA, so it's a lot younger than I am myself, but it was just so realistic. Each friend had their own unique characteristics and, you know, their thoughts and feelings. It wasn't just like a Mean Girls kind of high school book. They were like real friends that I could see myself being one of their, you know, friends and hanging out with them and going to parties with them and, you know, texting and calling, and they were just so unique. It's so realistic, and they were just there for each other. I mean, things came up throughout the story that just when you thought, oh my goodness, like, in real life, my friend would just be there for me or would do this or do that. And that's exactly what happened in this book. And I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. And not only did Paige have her own character development throughout, but each of her friends also had their own development throughout the story. And it was so good. So Paige being the main character, there were 2 guys. There was Ryan, who she had a crush on, and she was like, I need to date that. And then there was his nerdy cousin who she got along with. They became really good friends, and he was kind of like that guy that could be like the best friend that like you go to the bookstore on a date with, and you know, talk Pride and Prejudice, you have Quiz Bowl with, and like hang out with, and you can like tell him everything. And so he became like the person that she was always hanging around because she was trying to get in with Ryan. But the setting, of course, was in the town and in the high school, and it was just, I loved it so much. I mean, the setting didn't play a really big part, but it was just perfect. There was the bookstore, and there were just, oh, it's so good. The plot, again, it was a lot of nerdiness. There was a lot of banter back and forth. She started school. She had these things that she wanted to do too. She tried to go to parties. She got involved in Quiz Bowl as her extracurricular activity. It was just so good. But it was her journey to get through this list. And each time she was able to cross something off, she felt so much better and just went on to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. But what she wasn't realizing along the way is it wasn't really the 4 things that she put on her list. It was the journey to attempt the things on her list. And one of the biggest things is she was going to try to go swimming. She kind of, since her boyfriend drowned and died, she kind of had like a fear of swimming and water. So that was her biggest conflict, was that fear and getting over her label and, you know, kind of coming out of her shell and becoming who she is now that that tragic thing has happened. And the resolution in the book and the romance in the book was perfect. I loved it. It was sweet, it was endearing, it was real. It wasn't a fairy tale ending or a fairy tale plot. Things happened, people were disappointed. It was just so good. The writing was really enjoyable. The characters were really enjoyable. Again, the friendship was amazing. And yeah, I can't recommend this book enough. If you love contemporary, perfect for summer. I mean, check out that cover. Yes. Pick it up. Highly recommend, 5 stars. That's it for today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this review. I'll see you again soon. Bye.